What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. Cheers to you. How's it going today? We're trying something a little different, but revisiting an old style of series on the channel. I think it was like 2 Christmases ago. We did the 25 rebuilds of Christmas. We're not doing that again because that was just way too much work for little return. It was just too much. Rebuilds are super long videos. I don't want you guys watching 45-minute videos here every single day. But the reality is, right now, Madden is at an all-time high on YouTube. It's for at least the month of December. Usually the game's dying off, but there's a lot of people having success. I'm okay, you know. I'd rather be going up like this. I'm more of like a gradual, and I'm like, you know what? Let's double down on the content people want to see. Rebuilds, man. Rebuilds. That's what I do. That's what I'm about, you know. And you know, we're still gonna have the Bucks franchise. You're still gonna have the newly introduced NCAA 14 series. But I was like, let's get more rebuilds out to you guys. Let's do different style of rebuilds. I mean, we still have a bunch of teams left. I think like 10 teams for our standard Madden rebuild. That's draft and sign some free agents and try to win in a 5-year period. But I was like, why don't we try to mix it up a little bit? I wrote down a list. I was looking around different games: basketball, baseball, FIFA, just different styles of rebuilds that I can try to take my own spin on it and use it in a Madden setting. So today we're visiting a spin the wheel. We've done it before, but I wasn't overly impressed with how that video turned out, just from a watching standpoint and from a viewer standpoint. I guess you guys weren't really feeling it. So I decided to look around and find the best settings where you spin the wheel rebuild. And shout out to KOT4Q. He rebuilds in NBA 2K. This was his style for one of his spin the wheel rebuilds. I was like, you know what? I really want to try that out. So for our base, we're going to use this garbage Cincinnati Bengals team. Shout out to you guys for getting your first victory, right? But for a spin the wheel rebuild, for at least this style that we're going to be doing, you want a really, really bad team. So we're going to start with the Cincinnati Bengals. And how it's going to work, you're going to see 2 wheels. First wheel has 31 NFL teams on it. Every team except the Cincinnati Bengals. The second wheel has numbers 1 through 15. How this works is we're going to spin this wheel 10 times. And every 10 times, we're going to land on an NFL team. Sometimes we might land on the same team twice. And once we pick, we'll just go, what's the easiest team right now? Who is the, we'll go Rams. Say we land on the Rams, right? And then we'd go spin this wheel, 1 through 15. This ranking here is for players sorted by overall. So for the Rams, if you roll a 1, Aaron Donald is going to be a member of the Cincinnati Bengals. If you roll a 2, you're going to get like Todd Gurley, so on and so forth, all the way down to 15, where you're going to be probably getting players that are in the 70s of overalls. But still, the Bengals are so bad that if you're even pulling from 10 to 15 on a lot of teams, there's going to be some upgrades going to Cincinnati. Then once our team has had our 10 spins, we're going to take that Bengals squad and do a 5-year rebuild, try to have some success. I'm not going to use real draft classes, I don't think. We'll just try and have some fun with what Madden can generate for us. So I hope you guys are going to dig this type of video idea. If you do, smash that like button. Leave a comment on what team you want to see next. Maybe on a different style of spin the wheel rebuild. But like I said, we're going to be trying some different things here on the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy. But without further ado, let's get into our first spin to find out what team we get to get a player from right off the rip to add to the Bengals. And we're starting with the Rams. I did not, that was an example. It's ridiculous that it actually came down to that, but we definitely want a top 5 pick. And we get number 1. There you What? Are you kidding me right now? All right. So with that first spin, we get Aaron Donald. Yeah, that was creepy. That might be the creepiest thing that's happened all week. Literally, okay. We use that as an example out of the blue, just because I knew it'd be a 99. And we got a 99. So, hey, let's see if this continues, right? Let's see if this can continue. I would like the number 1 overall player next time. Wouldn't it be ridiculous if we got the number 1 player on the Kansas City Chiefs? So we just got Aaron Donald. That's ridiculous. Let's get ready for the next spin. Let's see if we talk the Chiefs one into existence, because if that happened, that would be unreal. So we got the 49ers. Why is it getting so close to this side? I don't know. But the San Francisco 49ers, pretty good roster. Should be an interesting, probably within the top 10 picks. That would be money. And we got number 3 on the 49ers. I have no idea. I'm going to guess off the top of my head that could be Richard Sherman. Let's go find out. Well, it's a tie at number 3 here for the 49ers. It's just, why couldn't we get 4? That would have been Nick Bosa. So I'm gonna keep it at face value and straight up take 3, which is Joe Staley. You might get a year or 2 out of him, but considering how bad the Bengals offensive line is, it's not that bad of a pick. All right, just to make sure this thing isn't like glitching, let's make sure we could spin it a couple times, because we kept getting like right here around the Rams. We'll spin it one more time on each one, And then now this will be the official third spin, just to show you that we're not cheesing, even though it would be awesome to get the Kansas City Chiefs. So for our third spin, I swear to God, if it ends up Rams or Niners, I'm gonna be not that happy. So we have the Chicago Bears. Okay. And what player are we gonna get from the Chicago Bears? We are gonna get player number 14. Come on, be like a rookie with some upside, maybe. Now I wish we went back on what we did with the 49ers and just said we'll get anyone that's tied for the 14th spot. But, you know, well, at number, because that'd be awesome. We could get Tariq Cohen. But at number 14, it's James Trevathan, middle linebacker. I mean, Bengals need linebackers, I guess. He's 29. You know, it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay pick. Okay, let's do something better, man. We got Joe Staley, not great for a 5-year rebuild. James Trevathan, not great for a 5-year rebuild. So now we get the Pittsburgh Steelers for our fourth option, and we get their 5th best player, maybe an offensive lineman. You know, let's see. I knew when I said O-line, my spidey senses were tingling, and it's going to be Marquise Pouncey, 86. I mean, we just did a Steelers rebuild, and he was our center for the entirety of that rebuild. So, he holds on to his rating fairly well as you go into a 5-year period. Could do a lot worse. All right, we're rounding this out to 5. We need to get, we got Aaron Donald, right? So that's an unreal pick, but we've kind of peaked since that Aaron Donald selection. So next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. Oh, can we get like a Christian McCaffrey? Oh, no, we're not even going to have a chance. Number 8 on the Carolina Panthers. But, even give me a young player. We got Aaron Donald, Joe Staley, James Trevathan, Marquise Pouncey. Really, outside of Aaron Donald, can't really rebuild around any of those guys for the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, here we go. I can work with this. Dante Jackson. Action Jackson, 82 overall corner. Thinking of the Bengals secondary now, you got William Jackson. So now we got the Jackson 2. Maybe we can get 3 more Jacksons. We got the Jackson 5 in the secondary. But this is a really, really good pickup. What's his dev trait? Does it even show? He doesn't even have. I would say he had a superstar, but I'm assuming he has at least a star dev, and we can probably make something special out of him over a 5-year period. Okay, I can take Dante Jackson. That's going on. It's trending in the right direction here. So next up at Team 6, we have the Cleveland Browns. So again, even though you look at the Pouncey pick from the Steelers, we're taking away from a divisional opponent. They're going to be weaker. So now for the Browns, we get the 3rd best player. Odell maybe? Was not expecting this. It's Kareem Hunt. I mean, when you look at Cincy, we have Joe Mixon. Maybe we'll have to trade one of them, but there's gonna be some value there with Kareem Hunt. Didn't really need this pick. Really would have been nice if we got Myles Garrett or Odell or Denzel Ward or really pretty much any. This is probably the worst pick that we could get for an elite pick from the Cleveland Browns, given the fact that we have Joe Mixon. But it's still a nice playmaker. Welcome to the Bengals, Kareem Hunt. Okay, we are on pick number 7. Thinking of the Cincinnati Bengals, would love a quarterback pick here. So we have the New York Giants. Watch us get Saquon Barkley or something like that. So for the Giants, we get to take, it's going to be a little bit lower, but it could be a high upside rookie. Their 12th best player from a really bad Giants roster. Right, this one works out. The 12th best player on the Giants roster is Dex Lawrence, their rookie out of Clemson, who's actually had a pretty good start to the season. That's a huge get for us. He's going to be a D tackle for us, replace Geno Atkins when all is said and done. I love it. That's arguably one of the best picks we could get from the New York Giants. 3 picks remaining. Again, still looking for a quarterback, maybe some really good linebackers, even though we could get Trevathan. We're going back to the Chicago Bears, our first double dip of the... Oh, no. So close to getting Khalil Mack, except now we got the 15th ranked player on the Chicago Bears. There was no way this pick was going to be good. We got Prince Amukamara, 80 overall corner, veteran, didn't have sex till he won the Super Bowl or something stupid like that. Cool, man. Cool. 2 spins remaining. We got to do better than Prince Amukamara, right? We got to get something that's a needle mover. We're going to Seattle. I would love a DK Metcalf if we get a higher pick. If we get a lower pick. Russ Wilson, top 4 pick on the Seahawks. Let's see. It's gonna be Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, Jadeveon Clowney, and then we're probably getting the next best, the leftover. Okay. I mean, I probably would rather Jadeveon Clowney if we, again, that could be the big rule change if you guys want to see future ones. If there's a overall, right? It doesn't really make sense that we would change it, but here, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th player is Tyler Lockett, but he's also tied with Jadeveon Clowney. Does that mean we could also pick Clowney, or is that because Clowney's the number 3? we take, I don't know. But anyways, Tyler Lockett is our selection. That's a great pick. He's 26. Adding that to AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, that is a dangerous wide receiver core. And with our final spin, come on, quarterback. Come on down. Give me a franchise QB. Ooh, okay, the Patriots. You don't want a high pick with the Patriots. Can we get a Tom? Well, I mean, Tom Brady's probably, what, 7 or 8? Oh, that's nice. It's got to be a death player. Number 12 on the Patriots is our final selection. So I'm going to show you guys that pick, and then we're going to, we're going to axe the face cam for now. I'm actually re-changing around my office, so there's actually just going to be a decent background, and the lighting's going to be better. But yeah, let's do it. Pick number 12 of the Patriots, and then let's get into the spin the wheel rebuild of the Cincinnati Bengals. And number 12 on the Patriots is center David Andrews. He's on IR, which is going to mean it's going to be even harder to pick him up. Can't even trade for him. In this instance, we're gonna go up. Just for the sake of my sanity. Because I have to trade for once we get in franchise, and we're gonna lose players. We're just gonna go up one because it's tied for 12, and we're gonna take Jonathan Jones. It's an upgrade kind of, but reality speaking, getting David Andrews at 27 and then moving him to guard or playing him at center, moving Marquise Pouncey to guards, probably more beneficial for the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'll Jonathan Jones is just another solid corner. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna go with Jonathan Jones as our final spin the wheel prospect. So we are here now with the Cincinnati Bengals. That's an 81 overall. We got a lot of questions that we have to do here for our roster, but let's look at it. So when I was making these trades for these players, I wasn't going to cheese it like Aaron Donald, right? I could have flipped him for, say, Carlos Dunlap, which would have definitely helped out our salary cap situation. But I'm trading for the worst player because that's going to add some challenge to it. Is now we have these 10 players. Oftentimes they're going to be very expensive having to manage that salary cap. So when you look right away, we're using random generated classes, so hopefully we can get our QB right away because Andy Dalton's not really the answer. $16 million, he's going to have to go. We probably should cut him, but it's only a one-year deal. Shout out to Jacob Dolgala to Pink Slips. This guy was a monster in Pink Slips. I wish he could be our starter. At running back, we got like a three-headed attack. Kareem Hunt, Joe Mixon, Giovanni Bernard. Bernard for easy, he's the easiest guy out right now, so I'm going to put him up on the trade block. See if there's any trade value there. We got Joe Mixon, Kareem Hunt. I think for the purpose of this series, you might want to try and find some value there. Trade Joe Mixon, for example. I want to rock and roll with this. I want a two-headed running back attack, especially with whoever we're going to have at quarterback. I want to pound that ball. I want both these guys to have like 1,000 yards. Wide receiver, we have AJ Green, Tyler Lockett, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, Auden Tate. You got Erickson here, who's solid, but we really have to pretty much save any salary cap that we can to give us some flexibility in the first offseason. So we'll give it to him. That wide receiver core is very, very nasty. We have Eifert, Uzuma, and Sample at tight end. Left tackle, we got Joe Staley, Jonah Williams, the first-round draft pick. We have Cordy Glenn, who's just $9 million off the cap right away. So we are definitely going to do that. We don't want to really hinder Jonah Williams' development. So we're going to try and get our best players on the field. So we're going to take... we'll take Jonah Williams. We'll make him right tackle for the time being. And then, I think that's probably the only shuffle we need to make here on the offensive line. Billy Price is a young player. We like to see him grow and develop, even though he was drafted as a center. But we got Pouncey. So, yeah. I mean, that's a bad contract for Bobby Hart. Andre Smith's back for like the 18th. It says it's only 10, but I'm pretty sure he's been there for 18 years for Cincinnati. We definitely want to get rid of Bobby Hart's contract, but that's a lot to eat right now. But the offensive line is a work in progress. On the defensive line here, we got Carlos. We're running a 4-3. So we got Dexter Lawrence in our spin from the Giants. We're actually going to slide him in to D-tackle. And then we'll have Carlos Dunlap on one side. Aaron Donald. We got Carl Lawson, Sam Hubbard. So this is where things just get a little weird, right? Because, we want to get our young players on. I'm a Gator fan. There is definitely Gator bias. But we want to maximize our value. So we're going to take Carlos Dunlap here for the time being and throw him up on the trade block. See what kind of move we can make. Maybe there's a way we can package, Carlos Dunlap and Giovanni Bernard to a team, but Donald and Lawson are going to be our two defensive ends. Again, you still want to try to find a way for Sam Hubbard to get some snaps, but for right now, I mean, we might be able to make Aaron Donald a D tackle, and then then we got Geno Atkins, and this is probably the best front line that we can have. Left side linebacker, we got Nick Vigil, we got Danny Trevathan. Jermaine Pratt, I remember when he actually did the rebuild for the Bengals, Jermaine Pratt went off. So it's going to be, I'm actually going to slide him to one of the linebacker spots. We'll make it, we'll make him left outside linebacker because Jordan Evans has some upside to him. But that will be our starting linebackers. We'll go Jermaine Pratt, Danny Trevathan, and Jordan Evans. William Jackson, Jonathan Jones, and Dante Jackson make up our very expensive cornerback room. Amuka Mara, I mean, for the sake of at least year one, we're not going to get rid of him because we got him from one of the Bears spins. We have Darquise Dennard. That's a little bit of salary cap. Huge cap here for Drake Kirkpatrick. We're going to be eating a lot, but we got to get rid of that thing. That's a horrible contract. Free safety Jesse Bates, a lot of upside. Strong safety Sean Williams. Good Band-Aid until we can find a suitable replacement. The special teams is like a fairly expensive special teams unit that is, you know, they're all right. I know, like, generally speaking, Pro Football Focus has the Bengals as a fairly high special teams unit, but I mean, are they really worth, like, is Bullock and Huber that good? I mean, maybe it's more so the return game. I don't know. But let's get into it. Spin the wheel. Cincinnati Bengal rebuild year one. And to get ourselves out of salary cap hell, we are able to get a second-round pick for the Tennessee Titans for Giovanni Bernard, Carlos Dunlap, and Tyler Eifert. I didn't want to throw in Eifert. I thought maybe we could hold on to him, but literally the salary cap is destroying our team. I don't know if you could see, like, right behind center of the Titans, we had $450,000 of cap room. So we pretty much had to throw in Eifert to make this deal happen, but we get a second-round pick. It's a Madden draft class, so that is a very high probability with my elite drafting skills that's going to be a great pick. Year one, coming out of our week 9 bye, we're 3-5, which is a little bit more successful than what the Bengals are right now in real life, which I'll take that, given the fact that we did throw in Aaron Donald. But the offense, you know, you're only going to go as far as your quarterback. We didn't get Andy Dalton a lot of help. Andy Dalton needs a lot of help. He's like one of the lowest rated quarterbacks in the game. So, you know, I had my expectations were fairly low for Cincinnati. And the fact that we might not finish the worst team in the AFC North, that's pretty damn good. Looking at contracts, it's going to be a little bit interesting. It starts Dennard. I mean, we're good at corner. We don't need to pay that kind of money. Linebackers, old linebackers always want like 3-4 year deals. I cannot commit to that for Danny Trevathan. Kareem Hunt, do we need him? Probably not. But I think the fact that, you know, for the sake of this rebuild, we want to keep some of the players that we did get in the spin the wheel. And let's keep that two-headed running back attack going. AJ Green, Bengal legend. You know, yeah, we probably should bring him back. It doesn't look like John Ross is going to develop. We don't have a lot of Skrilla, though. That is going to be... We might have to wait till the offseason. We're probably going to have to wait. You know what? To make that deal happen, we're going to have to cut Andy Dalton right now. Because Andy Dalton would free up like $16 million in cap. That's going to give us enough. We're going to go Ryan... Actually, you know what? We're going to put Dolgala in because he was a monster for us in pink slips. But Andy Dalton had to die. We had to sacrifice Andy Dalton so that next week we can re-sign A.J. Green. Because we need A.J. Green. It's either you have A.J. Green or you bank that John Ross is going to develop. We know John Ross will develop if I'm manually playing this game because we can force feed him. But for the sake of this rebuild, A.J. Green over John Ross all damn day. And at the end of year one, of course, we weren't going to make the playoffs. Still a really bad roster, and you could pretty much credit those 4 wins to like having Aaron Donald on the team. I think he got Defensive Player of the Week twice. So, like, literally, 2 of those wins arguably were because of Aaron Donald. But still, bottom dwellers in the AFC North. We are going to have 3rd pick. I mean, that should be good enough to get a QB. Redskins have Haskins. Titans always love Mariota. So there's a good chance we might have first swing at a quarterback if there is even a good one worth drafting. We went with Dolgala. Honestly, wasn't terrible, man. I'm telling you, this guy's a stud. He played very well for us. 66% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns, 16 picks. It looks good, but there's still some bad news. Running the ball wasn't nearly as dominant as I would have expected. Maybe we now look at trading one of the two, just knowing that they're not a great pairing. Seeing what kind of value we could get for Joe Mixon. Maybe try to trade up in the first round if we want to do that. But Kareem Hunt, good starter. Yep. Receiving, Tyler Boyd, 50 catches, 700 yards, 5 touchdowns. Sample at 650 and 5. Lock at 550 and 1. Kareem Hunt, okay, the fact that Kareem Hunt had better receiving numbers than Tyler Lockett's all you got to say. But A.J. Green, after getting rid of Andy Dalton to try to re-sign him, he said, I'd rather test out free agency. So he can absolutely kiss my butt cheeks. Okay, we're going to let him walk. Defensively, Jonathan Jones led the team, 103 tackles from that nickel spot, 5 TFLs, 3 interceptions, 15 sacks, 16 TFLs from Aaron Donald, monster. 15 sacks, 15 TFLs, 10.5 sacks, Carl Lawson, a monster. 3 picks, Jonathan Jones. Interception, I would like to see them be a little bit higher, but it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. Yearly awards MVP went to Deshaun Watson. In the, what are we in the AFC here? Are we going to have any Cincinnati Bengals? I'm going to be very doubtful. It's Aaron Donald, who's number 6 on Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dole Gala coming in at 3. Drew Sample at 7. Travion Williams is down there. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jermaine Pratt just lost out to Ed Oliver. Dex Lawrence at 9. And I don't think you're going to see anyone there. No. So, generally speaking, you know, an expected down year. But look at our team. We're already up to an 85 overall. We have a top 3 pick. Let's get ourselves a QB, and let's take this team to a title. All right, so the number 1 QB just went off the board to the Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota was a free agent. I saw that coming. But luckily, there's a stud. We found some guy, John LeClaire from Arizona State. He's in the 3rd round. We should be able to draft him in our 2nd round. He is a 1st-round talent. So that I'm going to guess that he's going to be low 70s with a dev trait, just off the top of my head. Even then, Brian Oliver at Ohio State looks pretty decent. Worth throwing a shot at. But, so assuming we can get LeClaire in next round or something like that, there's a wide receiver. We lost AJ Green. You know, that might be, you know, you can't do that when you're playing a Bengal, but my God, look at this guy. Johnny Macklin this is the greatest wide receiver I've seen. Without a shadow of a oh, what's this guy? Benjamin Jordan looks pretty good. It's a really good draft for wide receivers, but this guy might have to be the pick. I'm going to go through the rest of the draft. I stopped here. I was like, all right, let's record right here. Look at this. He's 6'3", with 4.31, like one of the best combines I've ever seen. The stats look pretty good. You don't see catching, which is a little bit worrisome. But I think for that big of a freak of nature, he might have to be the pick. Even though he's projected to be a mid-first rounder, that is absolutely insane. But we'll double-check the rest of the draft, and we'll come back to it. There's some really good players, so we need to make a deal right away. We're getting number 5 in the draft for Joe Mixon, John Ross, and a 4th-round pick. That's not horrific value. If you think you can turn Josh Ross around, which if you're an Indy and you're Frank Reich, you absolutely can. Joe Mixon, a legit baller, big upgrade over Marlon Mack. Maybe not big upgrade, but a legit upgrade, and you still get a 4th-round pick. So welcome, top 5, because we needed that wide receiver. We also need a free safety badly, or strong safety badly. We pretty much made that trade so we could get Sam Sheffield now and then get that wide receiver at pick 5. So Sam Sheffield out of Washington State, great combine. The stats, even though it's hit power, you know, it doesn't really matter. The awareness and pursuit looks pretty good, and he comes out as a 75 hidden dev. It says it's a reach, but for how bad we need a starting strong safety, we'll take it. At pick 5, I'm not going to say that this guy's going to be great because there's no catching in the top skills. You want to see that, but for an athlete, I mean, we got rid of John Ross. There's no more AJ Green. We need that 3rd wide receiver to pair with Tyler Boyd and Tyler Lockett. Johnny Macklin, 77 hidden dev trait, number 4 in true talent. He is 94 speed at 6. Oh my God. The catching at 77 is not great. He's a good route. That's weird. This is a really weird player, but he looks godlike. Messing around, we got 2 picks to start off the 2nd round back-to-back. So let's get our quarterback, John LeClaire from Arizona State. I think he's going to have a dev trait if my Madden draft knowledge comes in, which he does. Number 22 overall, 74. I'll tell you right now, if you pretty much see anyone 3rd, 4th, 5th round that has 1st-round grade, it means they're going to have a dev trait. That's pretty much an easy tell. But he looks pretty damn good, man. 89 throw power. Accuracy looks pretty good. Throw on the run's pretty good. Great athlete. 84 speed, 83 acceleration. Okay. Got a little bit of a, you know, this guy's a baller. We had some really good picks that we're going to show in the recap. But in the 7th round, there you go, man. Getting lineman. Number 33 in true talent. So he's the first player out of the 1st round. And we got him at 195. Bruce Carter, tackle from Arizona. The draft was very good, man. Very, very solid draft. Sam Sheffield, we got 75 hidden dev strong safety. Got to start right away. We got Johnny Macklin, who might be the most freaky wide receiver prospect I have ever seen. He's going to be a starter for us outside day 1. John LeClaire, starting quarterback. 74 hidden dev trait. Would love for this to be anything better than a star. Outside of that, man, we just went BPA. We got Khalil Cochran from Baylor. He's a 71 hidden dev trait. 6'4", 260. Again, it's giving us that flexibility that, you know, if Geno Atkins regresses or retires, we can move Aaron Donald inside, and we have someone like Cochran in the pipelines that can eventually develop into a defensive end. And then we pretty much just went high bench press for our offensive lineman. I'm not going to pat myself on the back too much, But a lot of great value there, a lot of great depth for our O-line. We really need a linebacker. Before I even do my roster preview, we needed a linebacker badly. So we had Uzuma, who's backup tight end, who I've definitely been trying to trade. We have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Saints, who we know from the Raiders franchise can definitely transition to linebacker. He's going to be our starting middle linebacker. We also had to take on Nick Easton's contract. It was like a $5 million cap hit to make this deal happen. Week 1 of year 2, lots of changes happening here for the Cincinnati Bengals. We have, not to be mistaken with legendary Philadelphia Flyer John LeClair. This is a different one. 75 hidden depth trade quarterback. He is our franchise. And even though we don't know what his depth trade is, he already is like a 2-point upgrade over what we had last year in Andy Dalton. No more Joe Mixon. We're going Kareem Hunt for our backfield. Joe Mixon gave us the option to get this monster, Johnny Maclin, 6'3", 78. Unreal. Unreal player, man. And it'd be great to get a dev trade here for one of these wide receivers to get him up to a superstar to try to lessen the blow of not having AJ Green on the squad. But there's still a lot of talent here at wide receiver. Offensive line starting to take shape here. We're going Northern and Carter, 2 guys that we drafted a little bit later on the right side. Hopefully, especially Carter can develop. But it looks pretty good for Billy Price and Jonah Williams. So it looks, it's not a brutal offensive line. It could definitely be better. Drew Sample, I think he's had 3 dev trade scenarios. We got 1. But he's just frothing at the mouth to try to become a superstar here for us. So that's good. Defensively, no real changes. Front 4 remains the same. Donald, Atkins, Lawrence, and Carl Lawson. Secondary, no dev traits, I don't think. But we got William Jackson's an 86 star. We got John Jones, 86 star. Dante Jackson, 84 star. Sheffield, our first round pick, will start at strong safety, replacing Sean Williams. Pratt's up to a star dev. Sam Hubbard's actually transitioned fairly well to a right outside linebacker, and we got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson inside. The transition from safety to linebacker, only think a 2-point hit, so that's pretty good. And then we got Jesse Bates doing his thing. So that's a really, really good young defense, really outside of Atkins. This should be a defense that grows and develops and only gets better. They're at 85. I can definitely see them getting well into the 90s. We just need LeClair and Maclin and these couple linemen to develop for this offense to really, really, be able to catch up to the talent on this defense. But we could be a sneaky playoff team here in year 2. Midway point, year 2, we're 4-5. Not really where we want to be, but we're a young team. I was kind of hoping that whole, draft a quarterback, you play him right away, you get a lot of wins. But, we're still not out of it. Looking at our squad here, we've yet to get our dev trade unveiled for the wide receiver Maclin, but LeClair come out as a star. He's still really good. A 78 star for a 21-year-old. He's going to be probably 80 when all is said and done this year. Definitely trending in the right direction. We've got no dev trade scenarios for anyone on the offense. I haven't even got one and failed one. There's been nothing. We only had one that's been successful, and that was Sam Hubbard going from star to a superstar. And he's playing, I think he got like 20,000 XP from this too, so he's an 81. He's making that great transition. Sheffield came out, the first-round pick that we technically traded up for him because we're going to go that wide receiver all along. But then when we made that trade with the Colts, it was so we can get this safety. He's an 80 superstar, so that is a big get for this defense. We're saving up our coach XP to get that bonus for quarterback. So now we're going to look at our contracts. First up, Carl Lawson. Definitely want him to stay here. We can even give him a 5-year deal to lessen the cap hit there. 5-year, $65 million. William Jackson, nice corner. We could probably... that's fairly expensive, Considering we have John Jones and Dante Jackson, we've no one else really have to re-sign. See if he takes this. All right, cool. It wasn't for sure that we had to bring him back. He's still a really good player, and we just because we don't really have anyone else we have to worry about re-signing. We'll take that. We'll take Carl Lawson and Will Jackson. And really, coming down to week 17 in year 2, we had to win. 10 wins because how goddamn tight the North was, and the 15-1 Ravens. We had to get in, and look at this. John LeClair, 5 touchdowns, and a must-win back against the wall. Win or go home, do or die for the playoffs. Our rookie quarterback puts forth an unbelievable performance over the Indianapolis Colts. We got some points here to spend. We'll just auto-spend these. Unbelievable, man. We made the playoffs, 10-6. If we can get one playoff, it's almost a meme right now with the Bengals and not, beating one and done in the playoffs. If we can knock out the Patriots, that is gonna be huge. But my God, the Ravens are absolutely disgusting. Looking at our players here, actually first we found the dev trade out on that wide receiver. It's only a star. You know, womp womp. He's still unbelievable. He's still a really good playmaker, and he's going to grow and develop with this squad. I think that was it in terms of dev traits, though, for the team. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson went up a whole lot of points. He was our sub linebacker, so we saw the field a lot. Our corners played very well. Leclerc's an 80, as almost expected. Plus, hopefully, once these awards come out, he'll get even more XP as Offensive Rookie of the Year. But, you know, that's not bad number. 68% completion percentage. You know, we ran the ball probably a lot more. But 29 touchdowns isn't bad. 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns for Kareem Hunt. Pretty damn good. And, hey, Leclerc, he's a good athlete. Like, what, 83, 84 speed? Let's take another 3 touchdowns. Taking him over 30 for the year as a rookie. Receiving, we got 68 catches, 875 and 7 for Tyler Boyd. 608 from Sample, 590 and 6 for Lockett. Macklin, 460. And I just want a more prolific passing attack. Come on, we got the weapons. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, unbelievable linebacker switch. 131 tackles, 9 TFLs, a sack, and a pick. We get 10 sacks from Sam Hubbard, 9 from Geno Atkins, 8.5 for Donald, 7.5 for Carl Lawson. Even though we only have one guy double digits, I will take that. That is good pressure from your front four. Jonathan Jones, 5 picks. Thank you, spin the wheel. Thank you, New England Patriots, for that one. Will Jackson, remember we were kind of on the fence about re-signing him. The week after we re-signed him, we got 2 picks. That was Defensive Player of the Week. I liked him paying me back right away. Sheffield, 73 tackles, a sack and a half, and a pick for a rookie safety. Yearly awards MVP went to Russell Wilson. I'm almost at the point. Okay, well, that was the quarterback that we wanted in the first round that was gone, and he's 4 points better than one that we got in the second round, but we'll just ignore that. I just like any year that the MVP's not Marcus Mariota or Mitchell Trubisky. Offensive Player of the Year went to Deshaun Watson. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. Jonathan Jones at 9. Offensive Rookie. Oh, we weren't going to win it with that. So runner-up, Macklin at 5. Defensive Rookie, they went to Sam Sheffield. I like seeing that. QB, I don't think we're going to win. Oh, that stings. I mean, they were 6 and 10, but that stings. Joe Mixon with Kareem Hunt coming in at 5. Let's double-check what Joe Mixon did this year, just out of respect. John Jones, best DB. That should be a dev trade increase, right? Let's take a quick look at Joe Mixon here before we get into our playoff game. We don't want to think about our... Oh, my God. How do they only get 6 wins? 41 touchdowns for Jacoby Brissett, 14 touchdowns Joe Mixon, and they only got 6 wins? Shit's weird out here, boys. So we got the wild card against the New England Patriots. I would love to get a dub here, which we do 31-10. A changing of the guard. That is an unbelievable win for this team. The first one in Bengals forever, and then... we got the 15-1 Baltimore Ravens. This would be maybe the biggest upset in rebuild history. Oh! And we did it 17-13. This team will not... What? This team will not be denied. Of course we're going to peak, right? You just knock out the 15-1 team. Of course you'll lose to like the boring Denver Broncos. But how did that happen? Let me see this here. So in the wild card, let's get a full recap. Who's been going off? So we got 31 points here against the Patriots. Tom Brady, 3 picks. Our defense got the job done here against New England. We got, oh my God, John Jones. 3 picks against his former team. That's actually like ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that. And then we knock off the 15-1 Baltimore Ravens by putting up 10 points in the fourth quarter. John Leclerc was clean. Lamar Jackson with a pick. If that's John Jones with a pick, he's getting, okay, it was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 17 tackles, half a sack, and a pick. Okay. Kareem Hunt, 93 yards and a touchdown. That all sets up this game against the... everything's so hype right now that we're almost for sure losing this game to Denver. Because why not? But let's just see what happens. And because it's Madden. You can't have fun in Madden. So we knock off 15. We knock off New England. We knock off 15-1. And then we just, play mediocre against the Denver Broncos. And that's all she wrote because that's just Madden. End of the year, let's get to after the Pro Bowl, see what kind of dev traits we may or may not get. Upgrade our players. Sam Sheffield is your Defensive Rookie of the Year. Obviously, he wasn't going to go up in a dev trait, but hopefully John Jones did, which would be good. We're at 88 overall, so this rebuild has been fairly successful, aside from the spin the wheel players. So no dev traits on the offense. On the defense, John, oh, come on. Your DB of the year, you get 3 picks on Tom Brady, and you don't go up a dev trait. That's dumb. Absolute dumb. But, hey, good year. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson went up in dev trait, so that's pretty cool. Let's get to year 3. So as we go into year 3, there's nothing really there in free agency. We kind of want to keep our money in-house for right now. Because especially with some of the guys we got in the spin the wheel, we don't know what their contract situations are. So we just went in, best player available. I traded a lot of picks. This was not a great draft class. So we're going to have next year, I hope it stacks. We have a bunch of second and third round picks. So we just went BPA, Jermichael Thurman, rookie from East Carolina, 71 tackle, 93 strength. We got a solid linebacker here, Scott Phillips. We got 270. These guys were both projected UDFAs. Should be able to slot them in on the offensive line somewhere. And then we actually got Fool's Gold once. Brian Roy looked really good. UDFA, high bench, and the rest of the stats, pretty. He's a good athlete. Like, he's one of those guys I was shocked that didn't have, like, a dev trait. Like, sometimes when you see good athletes on the offensive line with a low overall, they will still give you, like, a hidden. Nope, not the case here. So we just doubled up on the O-line, tried to get a little bit younger. You know, we don't really have, like, you know, we're good. Billy Price and Jonah Williams are young. Everyone else in the offensive line, not that young. So let's just keep seeing what sticks. Year 3, trying to build upon a playoff berth. One hell of a run last year. Hopefully we don't come up against like a boring team and lose to them in the championship yet again. Offense, nothing really has changed. Like I said, we saw at the end of the year, no dev trade increases, nothing like that. Offensive line is definitely getting better. This is already looking like a really good team. Maybe we could use an RB2 to complement Kareem Hunt a little bit better than Samaje Perine. But even then, Perine's like a good power back. You know, he doesn't have to do a whole lot. He's more so he'll be our fullback too. Defensively, no dev traits, but outstanding defense. Top to bottom, there's no weakness. Not one weakness on this squad. So, you know, another playoff berth. Let's go. Coming out of week 10 here in year 3, we're 5-4, tied for first. Whoa. Okay. 4-way tie for first in the AFC North. Very competitive. Every win's gonna matter. And looks like we have, you know, maybe 1 or 2 divisional games left. Week 15 is the next one against Cleveland. Contract time, 17 available free. And this is why we haven't been spending money. I knew there was going to be a year where it was going to hit us, and it was not going to be fun. And it looks like this is going to be the year. Because right at the rip, you definitely want Billy Price back at guard. How much money do we got? We got 77 mil. So this actually shouldn't be too hard, right? You know, that's what she said. So we got Billy Price. Marquise Pouncey on a 1-year deal. I can get down with that. We have Sam Hubbard, who's developed into a really good outside linebacker. See if we gave him a 5-year that takes it less than 10 mil a cap hit per season. Jesse Bates, we're definitely going to give him a lot of years here. Let's give him 5. If he takes this, my God. Safeties need better agents in Madden. Dante Jackson's been really good. This could even be a 5-year deal. 57 mil. All these guys are taking their contracts. They're happy to be here. And Tyler Lockett, who's actually been maybe the most disappointing player on the offense. Can we let another star wide receiver go? Oh, we'll give him that money. We don't want to have another AJ Green situation. So, hey, look at that. That's how you do it right there. All of our targets, all re-signed. And at the end of year 3, week 15, 16, and 17 was the Browns, Steelers, and Ravens. You knew how close this division was. Everyone was like 5-4 at the halfway point. Those 2 wins, or 3 in a row in the division, gave us our second AFC North title of the rebuild. Our team is stacked 28-10 over the Ravens. Far cry from the 15-1 that they were a year ago. Looking at our stats, John LeClaire. Oof. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just not a good throwing playbook. 3,100 yards, 27 touchdowns, 12 picks. Kareem Hunt went off. And, you know, at least we see that 100 yards per game, 16 touchdowns, 1,600 yards. Receiving, probably no 1,000-yard. Tyler Boyd. I know Tyler Boyd is now a superstar player. Got up in a dev trade increase. That's not a bad year either. 9 touchdowns, 730 and 5 for Lockett. 8 touchdowns for Drew Sample. Macklin's just not getting that third wide receiver on the outside. Just doesn't get a lot of looks here in this offense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Been an absolute god. What a trade. You think CJ Zuma will be putting up numbers like this? I don't think so. We got 140 tackles, 12 TFLs, 4 sacks, 2 picks. We got 12 sacks from Sam Hubbard, who is, drumroll please, superstar X Factor. He got selfless, which makes everyone else play better, which is kind of cool if we ever actually hop in with this team. But that's actually one of like the handful of times we've got a player go from star or a superstar story to superstar X Factor just off the same. It's a little bit easier on the defense because if you dominate a team, it was like hold them under like 100 rushing yards or something like that against the Steelers, which we got it done. Jonathan Jones, 4 picks. What a god he's been. 4 picks. Sam Sheffield. Really good defensive performance. Enough so that we got a first-round bye. A 10-win first-round bye. You love to see it. Deshaun Watson's your MVP. The guy that we didn't get at QB, that's just gonna keep staring us right in the face. He should have been our guy. Why did Tennessee let Mariota go? He's always a perennial MVP here, man. What's going on? Kareem Hunt coming in number 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, runner-up to Drew Tranquill. Probably would have gave it to Chauncey. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Why do I keep thinking that we're the Browns? Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had Scott Phillips, the linebacker. I mean, we didn't really have any picks. All of our picks were on the offensive line. Kareem Hunt is your running back of the year. Please give him a dev trait. Okay, we had some good success. First round bye. I think that said wait, what? Okay, I thought for a sec that said number 1 offense. I was like, there's no way. But defensively, we're probably up there. Number 5 defense in the NFL. 93 over. I mean, we got Aaron Donald. When you got Aaron Donald, you're going to have good defense. Even though he didn't have a whole lot of sacks, he's still Aaron Donald. And they're just like that. Okay, the revenge game. I don't know if Joe Mixon's still on the Colts. That could potentially be a revenge game. I think I saw him in free agency. Maybe they re-signed him. I don't know. But there we go. Our first playoff game. A battle of the 10 and 6s. Would love to get a win here. Go on a run in year 3. And we do. We knock them off 26-22. We have a Player of the Week performance. It's probably going to be on the defensive side. It also could be Kareem Hunt. And it's LeClaire. Hell yeah. 3 touchdowns. Did have an interception, but that is a pretty good performance. I like seeing him play well as we go to the AFC Conference Championship game, the 12-4 Houston Texans, Super Bowl on the line. And, we dominate them. 45-14. LeClaire, 5 touchdowns. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 9 tackles, 2 interceptions. And just like that, in year 3, the Cincinnati Bengals are in the Super Bowl against Dallas. I wasn't going to play any games, but when you play the Dallas Cowboys, it's me. We're hopping in. Let's go, Kareem. Let's go, Kareem the Dream. Kareem Hunt gets in to equalize and tie the Super Bowl up at 7 apiece. You can't stop Kareem Hunt. Our defense doesn't look like they can stop Dallas, but Kareem Hunt is a machine right now. Man-possessed in the Super Bowl.
Stop, let's go. Mike 55. Yeah. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Oh, let's go, Kareem. Oh, my God. Take it to the house. Take it to the house. I wish I could use copyright-free music. I'd put that take it to the house. Take it to the house. I don't know who that is. Is that Juvenile? Either way, huge touchdown. Again, Kareem Hunt proven to be just unblockable, unguardable. You can't stop him. Oh, take off yourself. Let's go, LeClaire. Oh, the running attack. Are we the Baltimore Ravens right now? This could come back to bite me in the ass. But a first down, like Dallas has got 2 straight touchdowns. It's 4th and 1 on our 30, but a first down will pretty much give us this victory, which they haven't stopped Kareem Hunt all day. Ballsy play, but it works out. Oh, that's game. Oh, that is game. Leighton Vander Esch in coverage on Tyler Lockett. What are you thinking?
There we go. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
And there you go. It only took us, 3 years, 35-28 in the spin the wheel rebuild for the Cincinnati Bengals. Our first Super Bowl title. Is it year 3 or year 4? I think it's year 3? Yeah? No? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, it is. And that's a big time dub. We'll stick around for the Super Bowl hoist. I want to see who wins MVP. I'm pretty sure it should be Kareem Hunt, but they usually tend to give these awards to the quarterbacks. Dak Prescott apparently got paid. He's still a member of the Cowboys. I don't know what's going on, though, to be honest with that squad. But they were pretty good. I mean, the sim kept them in it. A couple instant touchdowns, bunch of, cheese here and there. It is what happens. But you could argue that play to Lockett, that blown coverage. So that whole game, they just kept putting Leighton Vander Esch to double team on Tyler Lockett. Why? Just terrible decisions. Plus, when they would do that, it would lighten the box for Kareem Hunt to run the ball, and you have your best linebacker trying to cover a speedy wide receiver. Doesn't make sense, and that right there is the end result for the Dallas Cowboys. Bad decision making. Somehow they have also Jonathan Abram. I don't know if they made a trade for him or what, but that was a disappointing. And there's your Super Bowl MVP. Kareem Hunt had 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, like a 40 or 50 yard receiving touchdown. The hat trick as the Cincinnati Bengals finally end their Super Bowl title drought. Definitely some help from the spin the wheel. Jonathan Jones has been unreal. Aaron Donald makes a bunch of big plays for us. Lock it. There you go. Speak of the devil, hoisting that Super Bowl trophy. But I also think we've done a fair bit of our own wheeling and dealings. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, drafting at quarterback. Outstanding drafts. So let's see if we can make a little bit of a dynasty run here and get a couple Super Bowl titles before all is said and done. So we didn't sign anyone in free agency. Again, just, for the sake of this rebuild, it seems best suited to just hold on to our picks. So here's how our draft is. And we had a lot of prospects. I'm not going to lie. I pretty much simmed it out after here because I was like, you know what? We won the Super Bowl. Drafting's not going to be that tough or that important. But in the first round, we got good players, but no dev traits. Lorenzo Cockrell, 73 normal. We got a 72 normal here in Joseph Forbes, 72 normal. Javante Casey came out 71 normal. We got a 69 tackle here, Philip Ashmore with a normal dev. D tackle Deron Harris, 71 normal. And then, we had a whole bunch of picks. It wasn't really a great draft class, but, given how kind of difficult 70 plus overall players are, I think we did a fairly good job. A lot of quality, just no elite players. Year 4, trying to defend our Super Bowl title, so I'm getting ready for Madden to throw some shenanigans our way, but our team's at 90 overall. When you look at the offense, in terms of changes, we got a dev trait increase here for Kareem Hunt. Come on, game, hurry up. He's now a superstar player. I don't know what his ability is. Spin cycle and leapfrog. Doesn't really seem like that's Kareem Hunt style, but whatever. Leclerc's up to an 86 overall. Boyd's superstar. Wide receivers are good. Skill position players are good. Offensive line is also pretty good. Flip to the defense. You are starting to see pretty hard regression from Geno Atkins, but he still is a fairly nice player. Sam Hubbard's an X factor. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's a superstar. I'm still kind of shocked that, obviously we do know that there's a lot of weird parameters, and it's pretty much broken for dev traits for corners right now in Madden. We broke down that video about how to grow up in dev traits and stuff like that. It's really it's just dumb. It's really stupid. Like, tackles are considered twice in the algorithm. Whatever. Still playing good. He's still playing good. I don't care what the dev trait says. He's getting unbelievable production that I can't remember. I will never forget those 3 picks against Tom Brady 2 years ago. So everything about this team is primed to really become a dynasty for the last 2 years of this rebuild. So now it's just all about going out there and doing it. Week 11, year 4, we are 6-3 as we should be, but the Browns are 8-1. That is going to be that's a big week 12 game coming up on our schedule, but that might have to be wild card berth for our team here this year. In terms of signing players, for our last real time to sign players, this is why we haven't been bringing in anyone in free agency, because we know we have a lot of good players on this squad. So we want to try to keep them, retain them, keep our money in-house. 11 mil for Jones. We definitely want Jones back for sure. Drew Sample, 4-year deal. Nice. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's been a god for us. There's your tip and trick of the video. Go get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He was always on the trade block for the Saints. Moving the linebacker. Good things are going to happen. Dex Lawrence. See if we can lessen that cap hit just a little bit. Jermaine Pratt's been pretty good for us as well. Not as good as he was, I think, on the first Bengals rebuild that we did in the channel, but he's still been fairly solid. We'll wait and see with Pouncey and Atkins for the time being, but we'll definitely come back to the table for Jonathan Jones. And let's try to make the playoffs in a pretty competitive, top-heavy AFC North. Year 4 has come and gone. A very nice Week 17 victory to put us up double-digit wins. We weren't catching the Browns. We pretty much knew that. We pretty much knew this year was going to be a write-off for winning the division. But we made the playoffs, which is good. Looking at our quarterback, man, he hasn't really ever played amazing, but he's playing winning football. He's not turning the ball over a lot. We clearly are a run-first team. Look at that. Rodney Anderson, 9 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, another huge year, 1,300 yards, 10 tutties. Oh, we finally have a 1,000-yard receiver. 86 catches, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns for Tyler Boyd, 690 and 7 from Sample. He's actually been very good in this rebuild as well. Lockett's been disappointing. Macklin hasn't lived up to the hype. Defensively, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, again, unbelievable. 114 tackles, 10 TFLs, 2 sacks, 5 picks, 11.5 sacks, Carl Lawson, 10 for Aaron Donald, 9 for Hubbard. This is an outstanding, one of the best defenses we've ever built. Without point blank period. MVP went to Russell Wilson. Offensive player of the year went to Lamar Jackson. No one. Defensive player of the year, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Goddamn right. Get this guy an X Factor. He deserves it. No one there. Defensive rookie of the year. Whew. I don't think we're going to have any award winners. Oh, okay. Come on. That got to be Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for sure. Okay, not a lot of individual success, but at least we made the playoffs here in year 4. Can we at least go on a little bit of run here? We have Cincinnati. Oh, and we lose to Kansas City in the first round. Zach Taylor's face right there just pretty much summed that one up. One and done trying to defend our Super Bowl title, but, you know, it's not all negative. We still got one more year to try to put 2 titles together before it's all said and done. So this will be really the first time we dip into free agency. There's 2 pretty nice targets here. Naheem Hines to come in and be our RB2 behind Kareem Hunt. And as you can see throughout this rebuild, our RB2 gets plenty of snaps. And then Chris Lindstrom at right guard, just trying to beef up our offensive line. So here we go. The band is back together. One final push for a second Super Bowl of the rebuild. 93 overall team, 92 offense, 95 defense. Again, this defense will, I mean, different kind of, I don't know what we call parameters of how this rebuild started, obviously with bringing in Aaron Donald. But generally, this is like the best defense I think we've ever had in a rebuild. No changes on the offense in terms of dev traits. We did bring in Naheem Hines to be RB2. Defensively, though, unbelievable defense. Obviously, we could probably do this. We're going to take Aaron Donald, and we'll move him to D-tackle. Let's put our best players on the field. He's getting out there in age a little bit. Maybe give him, you know, some, go up against some guards and centers. Easier matchups for him than going up against tackles every single week. And then Cochran, who has been just sitting and waiting in the wings. He's like an 82 star. Why is this game's loading screen so slow? He can actually play at defensive end now. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson up to a superstar X Factor. Sheffield's a 93. I mean, you're probably going to see Dante Jackson, Jesse Bates all go into the 90s this part. Maybe even Dexter Lawrence. So this defense is unbelievable. Hopefully they can carry us to another Super Bowl run. What? Didn't even make the playoffs. 10-6. Second in the AFC North. Oh, that's frustrating. This team is god tier. Offense picked it up final year to overtake the defense for the best unit on this squad. Why are these? I don't know. Maybe it's because the loading screens are so long. What's going on? The server is going to shit right now. LeClaire finishes a 92. I got 94, 97, 90, 90, 92. Jonah Williams. Defensively, 96, 91, 90, 95, 96, 94, 90. Like, this is an unbelievable team. Let's see where it went wrong here. I mean, the quarterback never really played amazing. He was always just kind of like a I don't know what quarterback's comparable. What quarterback is, like, always been just okay and didn't turn the ball over? Like Mariota, kind of, when Mariota was good. I don't know. Is there really an answer to this? But he was fine. We just never got, like, great play. Like, our running attack is always the backbone. Tyler Boyd's been pretty good. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's just a phenom, a rebuild phenom. Sam Hubbard having a breakout year. But, I mean, honestly, yeah, it probably came down to that. We got our Super Bowl, so it's a successful first spin the wheel rebuild here. Hopefully these continue. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and it's something we can continue to create on the channel. If not, I got a couple of rebuilds that we could try out, different ideas. I might even just throw them in anyways and continue doing these. But just trying to get you guys more content on the channel right now. But, I think final word here is just our passing attack never really, especially for like a Zach Taylor offense. You pretty much got this head coaching job in Cincinnati for being like the understudy of McVay, that great offense. And he never really took LeClaire to the next level, even though, I mean, he developed into a 92 overall quarterback. His stats are, he's a deep thrower. He has 98 deep throw accuracy. Yet, he only averages 8 yards a attempt. It doesn't really make sense. But there you go, guys. Thank you guys for watching this rebuild. As always, if you enjoyed it and you want to see more, make sure you smash that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, it's G4 saying, if you want to see another spin the wheel rebuild, let me know what team you want to see. And I'll catch you guys back here later. Peace out.
Numbers going down, but I still stay consistent. Doubt come around, but I still don't listen. Do I need a new sound or a new vision? Perhaps it's time I make that decision. I don't want to think about nothing. I just want to stay doing something. I just want to stay cooking